just check this is working. Seem to have frozen a little bit. Welcome to this week's yoga. I'll just wait for a few people to hop on and see who's joining us today. Give me a little like or a little heart to show that someone is there. There we go. So I'll just give it another couple of moments just to see who's going to join us today. Can't actually see who's in this class yet. So we're doing a focus on the immune system today. So just to give the immune system a little bit of a boost. Okay, I'll just give it a little couple of moments there. Hi, whoever's joined. So welcome. If you have any comments or questions, then let me know. You can pop it in the comments section. But we're gonna start lying on our backs today. So I'll just let a few more people hop in. And if you do have any medical conditions or any questions or queries, if you've got any injuries or anything, then just pop a little comment in the box and I can answer. Welcome, whoever's joined. I'm just going to give it a minute or so. Cool. So we will start on our back. So if you do have a mat, that's great. Then you can come onto your back, find a comfortable position on your back. If you prefer to have a pillow, then you can have a pillow here as well. Just take the first few moments. We're going to focus on the breath first of all. So the breath is a really powerful tool, particularly for lowering stress and anxiety levels, and to kind of really focus on the breath and slowing the breath down and kind of controlling the breath, not in a kind of really regimented way, but just being able to gently kind of alter your breath, lengthening, deepening the breath can really help to lower stress levels, which is really great for your immune system. So if you can lower the amount of stress hormone that you've got flying around the body, then that's all good. It's good for your immune system. So if you place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, so just the lower ribs there, and closing the eyes, take a few moments first of all, just seeing how you're feeling today. Notice if you do have any aches or pains within the body. Give the head a gentle rock from side to side and make sure that you're not creating any tension through the shoulders, the head and the neck there. And with the hand that's on the belly, just notice the belly rise and fall with your breath. So as you're breathing in, feel the belly expand. And as you're breathing out, feel it drawing back in towards the spine. And then with this upper hand, so again, you can either place it kind of just on the lower ribs or a little higher actually onto the chest there. Notice any movements going on with that upper hand. Oh, hi Marie. So just taking a few breaths there. So every time you're exhaling, feel your body soften. Feel yourself just let go of any stress that you might be carrying in the body. And see if you can start to really deepen and lengthen your breath without being forceful with it, so allow it to be quite gentle here. And then on your next inhale, we'll hug both knees in towards the chest and have a gentle rock on the lower back, just giving the lower back a little bit of a release there, a little bit of a massage. And then interlace the fingers around your right shin. I don't know if this is mirroring or not, but this is my right leg. So, but we'll stay hugging with the right leg and lengthen the left leg away from you. You can flex the toes to create a little bit more activity into the muscles there, or you can allow the legs to relax. And then we're going to take some gentle circles with that right hip joint. Just starting to warm up through the joints here and get in circulation flowing into the joints. And just starting to allow the body to relax here. Good, and then we'll take the circles in the opposite direction. Still allowing the breath to be nice and long, deepening the breath. And then we'll squeeze the right knee up towards the chest without creating tension here through the shoulders. Just double check that the head, neck and shoulders stay relaxed here. And taking a few breaths here. And you can close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Or just having a soft gaze into Apanasana. And this is really good for digestive health. Again, just creating a little bit more space for the organs and helping to circulate the blood and the lymph around the body. Good. Then we'll interlace behind the right thigh, and then as you inhale, start to straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling. So lead with the heel, start to flex the toes down towards the shin bone. And then as you exhale, bend the knee, but keep the thigh where it is. So we'll just do a few movements here. So inhale, straightening the leg, pivoting from that knee joint, and as you exhale, bend in the knee. Good. And taking a few rounds here. Again, this is really helping to pump the blood around the body, also the lymph, your immune system here. Good. On your next inhale, we'll keep the leg up and then start to take some circles with that right ankle there. Good. And then circle in the opposite direction. Good. Then we'll start to point and flex the ankle joint there, and this is really good for working as a lymph pump around the body. It's helping to give our immune system a little bit of a boost here today. Good, we'll do this a few times. It's also a nice stretch for the back of the leg. Good, and then we'll re-hug that knee into the chest. This time take the knee a little wider if that feels comfortable for you, and place your left hand onto the left hip bone. Just take in a kind of more external rotation through the hip there into Apanasana. Good, and then with that left hand, take it on the outside of the right thigh and draw it over towards the left into a twist. We'll reach up and over, starting to create some space for the chest and the shoulder there. Good, breathe in here. So yoga in general is really good for lowering stress levels, which therefore helps with your immune system, also increases circulation, and it's just generally good for you. On an inhale, we'll come back to the center. We'll hug both knees in towards the chest. Have another little rock from side to side. See how that back is feeling today. Notice if you do have any areas of tightness in the back. And then we'll come to the other side. So interlace the fingers, one finger along, and then release the right leg down away from you. Okay, and you can flex the toes and be more active with the legs here, or you can stay quite relaxed. And we'll take these circles with this left hip this time. Good, again, just see how that hip joint is feeling today. Keeping the breath steady. Keeping the shoulders, the head and the neck soft. And then we'll take the circles in the opposite direction. And maybe notice any differences between both sides of the body here. And then we'll hug that left knee in towards the chest there. Just give this left side of the abdomen a little bit of a massage. Now just double check that you're not creating tension in the head, the neck and the shoulders here as well. Finding that steady breath. It should feel quite soothing on this left side of the abdomen there. Then we'll interlace behind the left thigh, and as you inhale, straighten the leg. So not only are you getting this length through the hamstrings and the calves, but you're starting to pump the blood around the body. And as you exhale, bending into that left knee. So again, just hinging from the knee joint here. Inhale to straighten. Flex the toes at the top, and as you exhale, bending into the knee. Good. Take a few more rounds here with your own pace of your breath. Really tuning into that, moving with your breath. You're inhaling to lift up and exhaling to bring it down. On your next inhale, we'll stay up with that foot and then take some circles with that left ankle there. Good. Again, just notice any differences between both sides here. So it may be more fluid to circle one ankle than the other. So I've sprained my left ankle multiple times, so this is a much more juddery movement than the right side. So just becoming aware of those differences there. And then we'll point and flex the ankle there. Helping to pump that lymph around the body. And finding that steady breath. Good, and then we'll re-hug the knee in towards the chest. Hold on to the outside of that left thigh, gently draw over into a twist on this side now, and taking that left arm out and up. And take a few breaths here. Really start to find this space all the way from the arm, the shoulder, the ribs, the hip and the spine there. Good. Then we'll inhale, come back to center, re-hug that knee, and this time going slightly wider with that knee, so more towards the armpit, and then taking the right hand onto that right hip point there. Good. Breathe in here. Nice. And then we'll release. Bring both feet flat down on the floor now. You want the feet about roughly so that you can, if you bring your hands down, you should just be able to touch the heels there. I'm going to do some pelvic tilts, so just really gentle movements through the pelvis here. If you hold on to the hips, as you inhale, start to tilt the pelvis so that your thumbs will be higher than your fingers, and you'll create an arch between the lower back and the mat. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under. You're really pushing down through the pelvis and the lower back there. Do this a few times, so inhaling, tilting the tailbone back and up, and then as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under. And on the end of the exhale, you should start to feel your core start to kick in there. So we'll do a few times here with the breath, inhaling, tilting, and exhale. So starting to wake up through the core. The end of your exhale, really feel yourself drawing up through pelvic floor and drawing in through lower abdominal muscles there. Good. Good. At the end of your next exhale, keep that flat back. So really keep drawing down through the core. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. So keep the left foot planted, keep that connection with the lower back. And as you exhale, bring in the right foot down. Good. As you inhale, lift the left leg up, finding that core connection here. And as you exhale, bring it back down. Nice. Nice and controlled coming down as well. So you're inhaling, lifting up. Exhale down. You should feel your core here if you're keeping that lower back nice and flat. And take another couple of rounds here. Still keep this sense of ease in the upper body and the shoulders. Just gently finding this strength from your core center. And then we'll inhale both legs in towards the chest. Have a gentle rock from side to side, and then we'll start to come into happy baby. So you can either bring soles of the feet together, hold around the ankles there, and allow that lower back to soften into the ground. Have a gentle rock, or take in the feet up towards the ceiling and drawing the knees wide, coming into your full happy baby. Really find that core connection, so really draw down through the core and the lower back, and you can have a gentle rock from side to side again, just easing out that lower back there. Good. And then we'll bring the knees back in towards the chest. Slowly roll over onto your right side and take a moment here and just really gently, slowly pushing yourself up using your left hand, and we'll come into tabletop position from here. So you want to line up the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Hi, whoever's commented. Hello. Can't really see from here. So we'll start to flow again with the breath. So remember the pelvic tilt that we just did on our backs. We're going to use that now into your cat-cow variation. So as you inhale, tilting the tailbone away from you, you're sending the chest forwards. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, allow the chin to draw down, and really push into the ground. Then find that core connection that we just woke up, pelvic floor, lower abdominals here, draw them up for the end of this cat pose. And as you inhale again, belly draws down, lifting the chest forwards. Try not to lift the head too much, you don't want to put strain through the neck, so just gentle lift of the chest there. And as you exhale, round through the spine, pushing the ground away from you, finding the core, drawing up through pelvic floor and lower abdominals. Do another couple of times. I'll keep quiet this time so you can just really focus on your body, your breath. Good. At the end of your next exhale, we'll sit all the way back towards the heels with the hips, reaching forwards with the arms and resting the head down into Balasana, child's pose. So if this isn't comfortable for your shoulders, you can always take them down beside you or make a pillow with the arms. There are always options, so make sure you can find a comfortable position. Again, focusing on the breath. Nice deep belly breathing. So just general movement, any kind of movement, any kind of when you start to really deepen the breath, those subtle movements in the body can really help to give your immune system a boost. So just helping that lymph to flow around the body. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly lift back into your tabletop position. And then from here, take the elbows down where the hands were. So you're coming down onto your forearms. And then start to extend the arms out in front of you, but the hips stay high. So we're really opening up through the chest here, through the back of the ribs, into your puppy dog pose. Taking a few breaths here. Again, if this is painful on the shoulders, you can keep the arms to here into your forearm. Support there. Good. Breathe in here. This is opening up through the front of the body, and giving the spine a nice big stretch as well. And from here, we'll slowly, gently start to shift the weight onto the belly. So we're coming into a Sphinx pose now. So you're still on the forearms here, elbows underneath the shoulders. Gently pushing into the tops of the feet, tucking the tailbone under. And breathe in here. Remembering that tennis ball underneath the chin, so not hyperextended into the head here. If it's comfortable for you, closing your eyes and just allow the breath to do its thing. But feel the support with your arms and your shoulders. On your next exhale, slowly come down to the mat. Take the hands underneath the shoulders and then send the hips back. We'll come back into child's pose and rest here. So this is a nice spine lengthener. And have a gentle rock from side to side here. And massage in the lower back, the sacral area, but also even a nice massage for the forehead there. If you have any sinus issues going on at the moment, this is a nice one. Good, and then we'll slowly inhale, coming back into tabletop position. So we're going to come into downward facing dog for a little bit. If downward dog isn't for you today, you can stay here in tabletop, or you can extend the tabletop, so you're kind of coming towards downward dog in your upper body, but you're still supporting yourself with your lower body. So see how that feels. If not, we're going to tuck the toes under, start to lift the hips up, lengthen the tailbone. Don't worry if your legs aren't straight here. You can bend the knees. The focus is on really opening up through the back and the spine. So focus on what the back's doing first of all. Ignore what I'm doing with my head. So you want the head to just kind of be an extension from the spine. So not looking up, not looking down, not looking round like I am. You want to be keeping everything in a nice straight line. So you can stay here, maybe start to pedal the feet. Maybe eventually you can find stillness here for a few breaths. And if this is a little bit too much on the wrist, you can come down onto the forearms, but this is quite a bit stronger in the arms there. So just see how that feels for you. And at any point you can come back down to your knees. But taking an inversion is really good, again, for boosting your immune system. And it's nice and energizing as well. So take a few breaths in whichever inversion you're taking here. Really try and stay connected to the breath. And then on your next exhale, wherever you are, start to walk yourself forwards to come into a forward fold. Any sensitivity in the lower back at all, please bend your knees. And you can have a gentle sway here, letting go of any tension from the head and the neck. A gentle nod, a shake of the head. And feel this stretching out through the back of the body. Good. On an inhale, we'll slide the hands up the shins and find the length through the crown of the head and the spine. As you exhale, fold forwards. Do this a few times. Yeah, if you need to keep the knees bent here, that's fine. You can inhale, lift up onto the thighs. And exhale down. Do this one more time. Inhaling to lift up. Really open up through the chest there. And exhale. Coming back down, we'll place the hands down. We'll step the right leg back. And then the left. Release down onto the knees. Slowly take yourself down to your belly. And then we'll come back into Sphinx pose for a couple of breaths here. Remember to gently tuck that tailbone, gently pushing into the tops of the feet. And then we'll slowly release there, come back into child's pose for a few breaths. Taking the arms wherever feels comfortable for you. Feeling this nice deep belly breathing as you're here. Feel yourself really expand through the ribs. Breathing into the back of the body. And then from here, slowly push yourself up. Swing the legs around, so you're then coming into a seated position with the legs out in front of you, but the knees are bent. You're resting on the heels there. Good. So we've got a couple of options. We're just going to wake up the core a little bit more before we come down to the mat. So as you inhale, we'll lift that left leg up. And as you exhale, bring it down. So you can stay here, doing alternate legs. If not, find that balance point and lift both legs here. So your shins are parallel to the ground. Again, try not to do anything with this upper body. Stays nice and open. Good. And find that steady breath. So you can stay here holding on to the thighs, especially if you do have any lower back issues, please just keep hold of the thighs. If not, release the arms. Breathe in here. Good, nice. So as we inhale, we're going to hug into a ball. You can either keep the feet hovering or you can place them back down. And then as you exhale, we're straightening. Again, don't worry about the legs straightening, you can keep them bent. Inhale, squeezing in. Find that length. And exhale. Good, inhale. And then as you exhale this time, bring the soles of the feet together and we'll come into this forward fold. Then allow the knees to just gently draw out wide. Don't be forceful here. Just allow the chin to gently tuck in. And stretching out through the inner thighs. And then we'll slowly lift up. Use the hands to bring the knees in towards each other, and then we'll slowly come back onto your back. Hug the knees in, have another gentle rock from side to side. You can take the arms out wide with the palms facing up. As you exhale, slowly and gently take the legs down towards your right and gazing over towards the left, or you can keep the head up towards the ceiling there. With every exhale you're taking, feel this sense of relaxing any remaining tension in the body. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, drawing the legs down to the other side. And letting go of that tension. Helping to lower your stress hormone levels and finding that balance. We'll inhale, come back to center. Give the knees a little bit of a rock from side to side. And then start to make your way into Shavasana just for a few moments here. So either lying flat on your back, legs are drawn away from you and the palms are down beside you. Or if your back isn't enjoying that, you can keep the knees in together and the feet flat down. And we'll take a few breaths here. So closing your eyes, coming back to that connection. If it helps, you can place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, or just above that hand that's on the belly there. Just focusing on your breath, the movement that your breath creates in the body. Noticing the difference in energy between the start of this session and here. Maybe you can feel a slight difference in the energy flowing through the body where we've allowed that lymph and circulation to flow a bit more freely through the body with this movement that we've created in the body. Start to deepen your breath. And on your next inhale, hug the knees in towards the chest Have another gentle rock from side to side and roll again over to your right side. Taking your time here. Eventually pushing yourself up to a seated position. See if you can keep the eyes closed as you come into a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. And focus in on the flow of breath through the body. And taking your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Really gently there, just until you feel a stretch through the left side of the neck and the shoulder. And gently bring it back to center as you inhale, and as you exhale, left ear down towards the left shoulder. And stretching out through the right side. Inhale to come back to center. We'll sweep the arms out and up, bring them to prayer above you. And as you exhale, bring the thumbs to rest into your heart space and bowing your head down towards your prayer. And take a moment here. Find a little bit of thanks for yourself for giving yourself this 30 minutes today of yoga. And thank you for joining me, or if you're watching later, then I hope you enjoy. Namaste. Thank you. As always, if you have any comments or feedback or anything that you would like me to focus on, then let me know. Any comments greatly received, and you can follow me on Facebook as well to get a little bit more info on yoga, and if you are interested in doing any more sessions, then I am teaching online, not through Facebook, through Zoom, but you can message me if you're interested. You can try your first class for free, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, lovely to see you, well, not see you, but have you here in this space, this crazy technological space, and hopefully see you guys next week. Namaste.